Today we're starting a new project, Secret Code, to create, encode, and decode secret messages to share with your friends. In today's lesson, you'll learn to write text to a file as we create a secret code key. Hi, I'm Annette Gotland. I'm the author of the Do-It-Yourself Java Games books. I teach Java programming through creating games. Welcome to the video version of my books. We're currently in the Text Games video series, TG, the first of 4 types of games series. The focus of this series is to cover the fundamentals of Java programming. You'll learn how, when, and why Java programs are written the way they are. This series has 16 projects. Each project assumes you already have the skills taught in the previous projects. Unless you have previous Java programming experience, I recommend that you do all the projects in this series before starting this project. A link to the entire Text Games playlist is provided in the description below. We're currently in the 13th project, TG13, Secret Code. The Secret Code program lets you create secret messages to share with your friends like this. This is lesson TG13.1, where you'll learn to write text to a file. This project uses the MyWindows superclass we created in project TG8, Calculator, and the MyStringMethods class we created in TG12, Word Scramble. We write data to a file so data can be used again by the same program or by another program. In this lesson, you'll create a key to code and decode messages, then write that key to a file. Exercise 1. Create the secret code key project, package, and class. Pause the video if you need more time in any of these exercises. If you want to see how I would complete any of the listings, please refer to the completed listings at the end of this video. First, create a new Java project named Secret Code Key and add MyWindow, MyStringMethods, and DIYJava.jar to the class path of the project. Hint: MyWindow and MyStringMethods are Java projects. DIYJava.jar is an external jar file. Next, create a new Java package with a unique name. I named mine Annette.Gotland.SecretCodeKey. Then, create a new class named SecretCodeKey with superclass MyWindow and with a stub for main and its constructors. And finally, add code to main to call the SecretCodeKey constructor. Run it. What happened? It should have opened the DIY window with no contents. First, you'll scramble the alphabet. The scrambled alphabet will be the key used to code and decode secret messages. Exercise 2. Scramble the alphabet. In the constructor, declare a string named alphabet with all the uppercase and lowercase letters of the alphabet. Next, scramble the alphabet string and put it in a new string named scrambled. Hint: use scramble from the MyStringMethods class. Finally, print both the alphabet and the scrambled alphabet. Run it. What happened? It should have printed the upper lowercase alphabet and the scrambled version of that alphabet. Next, you'll save the alphabet and key in a file. Writing to a file involves these steps. Open the file by creating a buffered writer variable. Write to the file by calling the buffered writer's write method. Repeat calls to write until you've written all the strings to the file. Use buffered writer's newLine method if you want the next string to be on a new line in the file. Close the file by calling the buffered writer's close method. For example, to write hello world to a file named myfile.txt, with each word on a separate line of the file, use this code. Create a string with the name of the file, then create a new buffered writer named out by calling the buffered writer constructor with a new file writer for a new file named filename. Then write the first word, a new line, the next word, and if that's the last word, close the writer. Exercise 3. Write the key to a file. How would you write alphabet and scrambled to a file named key.txt with each string on a different line of the file? Close the file after you write the 2 lines to the file. Hint: use Quick Fix to add the needed import statements if you receive messages that something couldn't be resolved to a type. You'll also receive a syntax error for unhandled exception, I/O exception. Please refer to TG13.1 calculator, try-catch blocks, and exceptions if you don't remember how to use try-catch blocks to handle exceptions. Exercise 4, handle the exception. Add a try-catch block around the buffered writer, write, and close statements. If it catches the I/O exception, print a message that the file couldn't be opened. Run it. What happened? It should still print both the alphabet and the scrambled alphabet in the window, but it should now also print both alphabets to a file named key.txt. If you want to see what's in the file your program just created, go to the Java project folder, the secret code key folder in the Eclipse workspace folder, and open the key.txt file. If you double-click key.txt and it doesn't open the file, right-click on the file and choose Open with, Notepad, or any other basic text editor to see what was written to the file. Key points and more. Write to a file. To write to a file, create a buffered writer variable, call its write method as many times as needed, then close the file using close. Only strings can be written to a file. Therefore, you must convert data into a string before you write it to a file. Call the new line method to make the next write method write to a new line in the file. Write each variable on a new line if each variable will later be read from the file and put into separate variables. Writing to a file can cause an I/O exception. Wrap the create, write, and close steps and any other code you don't want it to run if it can't open the file in a try-catch block. Writing to a file will replace the contents of the file if the file already exists, or create a new file if it doesn't exist. Writing to a file without a path name will put the file in your class's Java project folder. Include the path name with the file name if you want to save the file in a different location. The path name is the full folder name starting with the drive letter. However, keep in mind that the path must already exist on any computer on which you run the program. For example, to save key.txt to c:/users/anet/ use the following code. Hint: use the escape character in front of each backslash in Java strings. You can use Notepad or any other basic text editor to see what was written to the file. What characters do you want encoded in your secret message? Just the alphabet? Upper and lowercase letters? How about numbers, spaces, or punctuation marks? Put all the characters you want encoded into the alphabet and run the program again. The more characters you include in the original alphabet, the more difficult it will be for someone to try to figure out what your encoded message says. However, keep in mind, this secret code program is only to be used for fun and to teach you a few Java lessons. This encryption is not secure enough to thwart hackers and should not be used to secure important personal information. Here are the completed listings for all the exercises in this video. This is the end of the first lesson in the Secret Code project. You wrote a secret code key program to generate a file with a unique key. We'll need a different program to use that key to encode and decode your messages. So in the next lesson, you'll create the secret code program and learn to read data from a text file.